Here we have Neil, our Chief De-Stressing Officer, to introduce our new programme, Psychological Safety. Hi Neil, so can you tell us what is psychological safety and why is it important?
Great question, and it seems like psychological safety is the buzzword of the moment. What is psychological safety? And as you said, why is it important? For me, psychological safety is having a safe and healthy workplace. Often we consider the physical risks of people getting injured at work, but it's equally important to create a mentally and emotionally safe place to work. And there are a variety of different factors that we need to consider to ensure that we do have a workplace that covers all the potential risks that could impact and harm our employees. And why is this important? Well, particularly over the last few years, we've seen that the pressures and demands on people increasing. The workplace isn't a fixed office or a working environment as it used to be. Many people are working hybrid, spend time working from home. And as a result, we need to consider the welfare and well-being of our employees, because more and more people are feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, mental health is suffering. We've seen a significant increase in issues around mental health, as well as sadly suicidality. So it's really ultra important that we take the steps to consider what action can we take to create a psychologically safe working environment.
So hi Chandani, is there a framework to help us understand?
Yeah, so we've taken these elements and summarised it into a framework, our own framework, which comprises of 4 different elements that interlink and interconnect to create psychological safety within any organisation or workplace for an enhanced feeling of psychological safety within each other's environment. So these are inclusion, which is about making sure everyone is just as commonly part of a scenario as anyone else. Safe to learn, which is where we can nurture, develop freely and make mistakes and learn how to correct them without the fear of any repercussions. Safe to contribute, which is when we can when and freely contribute any of our ideas that we think can better the organisation. Safe to challenge, which is no matter what level you are within your organisation, you are free to comment on something if you think it will better your organisation. It's all about balancing each other's well-being, but also the growth within the organisation through this model.
Hi Catherine, so how have we been implementing the framework ourselves?
So I can really see how we're implementing the framework in the culture here. We have regular whole team meetings, giving each person time to contribute, hearing all perspectives, opinions, and considering how to implement each and every one. It feels like everybody is so valued here. As a relatively new team member, I can really see how we're implementing the safe to learn aspect. Nobody's perfect, I'm making mistakes, but I'm learning as I go along, helping me grow rather than putting me down.
Could you give me some examples of organisations that have been successful in implementing psychological safety?
Yeah, and a really good example of an organisation that's been successful in implementing psychological safety is Philips. We worked with Philips for quite a few years now. In particular, one of our favourite projects that we like to do with them is their Mental Health Champions. And the Mental Health Champions programme is very much about that inclusion piece. They're a team of wellbeing first responders, not doctors or professionals. They are there to make sure that people they're safe to contribute. Everybody has ownership over this programme, but it's also been successful in intervening in 6 close calls in terms of risk of harm to people. So we've been doing this for a few years now, and it's so successful that actually it's starting to be adopted across the board. We're just about to see their Global Diversity Council and lead them through the same process. So yeah, Philips is a great example.